So I first heard a message from Dr. Keenan Bridges, who is a pastor. He's a pastor of a church in Tampa, Florida, and I very much respect him. And I had never heard of the movie Sinners at all, but I did hear the message from him where he was warning not to watch the movie. And so
I'm telling y'all right now, do not go see the Sinners movie unless you want to be spiritually contaminated. The truth of the matter is the African spiritism and the ancestral worship as a core theme of the film. Of course, there's some underscores of cultural appropriation, commentary, and things like that. But essentially, it's about the rejection of Christianity and the acceptance of traditional ancestral worship. It's a very diabolical film. Yes, it may be visually and aesthetically pleasing, but if you look at the spiritual undertones, there's some very demonic things. And I'm concerned because it is the introduction of a form of idolatry that is actually very dangerous. And so even though everybody's praising Ryan Coogler, I think that there should be a critique of the demonic aspect of the film.
I listened to his message and I immediately took heed to his words, and I knew that I was not going to watch that movie. And also what I've done is I went and found several other videos of people that were talking about the movie and warning you not to watch it for various reasons. And let me just give you my experience about it. As I was putting this video together to tell you about the movie, I had to sort through some videos of people talking about it. And I went on TikTok to look for these. Now, this is how crafty and demonic and diabolical the devil is, because some of the videos, it would be a picture of a Black woman who said, "Don't watch the movie." And so I clicked on it, and some of the video, there were several of these. Some of the videos would be a different person, like a white person on the video actually showing you clips of the movie. Not the person that they showed on the thumbnail, but a different person inside the video and actually showing the actual clips of the movie, which they know that people who are looking for those videos, that's not what they're looking for. We're looking for a warning and a message from our people. That's how evil the devil is. He will use any method to try to get his demonic visions, his evil creations, his evil movies, his evil shows. He will do anything to try to get that in front of you. And so one of them I clicked on, and it started rolling immediately. The video was on loop. It just plays immediately. And it was a video of the preview that started playing immediately. So I clicked into the video expecting to hear a message from someone warning about the video, but that's not what it was. It was a preview of the video that looped automatically, which they know that we don't want to see. We're going to that video to hear from our people about why we shouldn't watch the movie and what they have to say about it. We don't want to see a preview, but on this video, it played automatically, a preview of the movie. So as soon as I saw that playing, it played maybe like a few seconds. I clicked off of it. And in between those, there's real, genuine stories of people who are warning about the video. So I found some of those, downloaded some of those, and then just randomly, you don't know which ones they are. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Then another video I would click on, and another preview of the movie would show. I can tell you firsthand that this movie is evil. And the reason that I know is because I wasn't even looking for the preview. I was looking for the stories from our people about the movie, about why we shouldn't watch it. And when the preview started playing automatically, you can feel the vibrations of the movie, and they are dark, they are evil, they're sinister, they are low vibrational. Stay away from it. And just from those few seconds of the preview playing, I can tell you that it's some spirits in that movie, some evil, twisted, diabolical spirits. And when the preview was playing, even though it only played for a few seconds, The energy was off. It was so off as that video was playing. And I could feel, it's almost like something is pulling you down. It's almost like, imagine if there's a chain and it's pulling you down. That's how it was when the preview played, even for a few seconds. Because if you watch, I'm telling you, stay away from this movie. Do everything you can to not watch it. Because if you watch it, what's going to happen is those evil spirits will try to clamp onto you and cleave onto you and drag you down. Those spirits will literally try to drag you. And that's what it feels like, even when a few moments of that movie is playing. The preview. That's what I noticed for myself. That's what I witnessed. That's my personal testimony about that movie. Don't watch it. Now, I hadn't heard of the movie until I saw the warning from Dr. Keenan Bridges. But here's the thing. I used to love, oh my gosh, you heard of a movie buff? Oh my goodness. I loved movies so much. I would watch a movie just because it came out. Never mind what it was about. A new movie would drop and I'd watch it. Like, that's how we grew up. We would just, all the time, a new movie would come out. We had HBO, Cinemax, Showtime. What's that other one? AMC or something like that. We had all these different cable channels, a whole bunch of movies, and a new movie would come out, and then the old movie that was already out, that would play over and over. So sometimes we would watch movies just because we were bored. I would watch movies all the time. I grew up on movies. That's what I knew. And so certain actors I became familiar with, and whenever a movie would come out with them, I'd watch it. Well, Michael B. Jordan is the star of this movie called Sinners. And I like him as an actor. I really like him as an actor. And I already own a movie that he's in. The movie Creed, about boxing. It's a great movie, and I love him in that movie. I love him in that role. And so if I hadn't heard this warning, I would have 100% wanted to watch that movie, Sinners, just because of the fact that I really like that actor, and I like the way that he does. I like the way he is in his roles. And so I would have watched it just from that, just out of the love for the actor and the curiosity that I would have had about how he portrayed the role. That was enough to make me want to watch it. And then not having heard about it, not having seen a preview, nothing. I would have just watched it based off that, just because I'm used to watching movies all the time. And over the years, the Lord has really slowed me down with that. I would say in the last 10 years, the Lord, as he started bringing me closer to my true identity as an Israelite, as a biblical Israelite, as he started bringing me closer to my identity and that, and revealing my true identity, that's who I am, he has started taking me away from watching movies. I hardly ever watch movies now, and I have to be very thoughtful and very careful about what I watch, because I already know that what goes in must come out. There's no way around it. No way around it. There's movies, shows, music, media, everything. Things that you see with your eyes that are not even on TV, magazines, catalog shows, all of that. Anything that you see, hear, or say, or is said to you, it goes in and it gets internalized into your mind, in your soul, in your spirit, and it will affect you. That's how God created us. And based on what goes in, it's going to be coming out, and it's going to be in your life. You're going to be living it. And so the Lord has been very much speaking to me about cutting down on watching movies and being very selective with the movies that I watch, the very few ones that I'm allowed to watch. I'm very selective. Even shows, I had several series of shows that I was watching, like from the beginning to the end. I was there when every episode dropped, I was there for the next one. And there was a lot of shows that I used to watch, and I cannot watch them. Let me give you an example. I used to watch Empire when it first came out. Now, I love Taraji as an actress, and I really like to see how she does in her different roles. And that's what drew me to watch that show. And so I started watching it. And then what kept me watching it was the music. So I have an actor that I like to watch. I got the music that's drawing me in. And then it's a movie about my people. And that usually draws me in even more. Movies that have Black people in it, movies and shows that got are people in them, I want to watch them. And so I still have to be very careful about that, because as I was watching the show, Empire, it got progressively darker and more wicked and more evil. And let me just give you an example. One of the scenes on the show is where Cookie is actually talking to one of the characters. I don't remember the other character name. The character is played by Marissa Tomei. And she plays this, I don't remember what her character was, but she plays somebody that's in there. They connect some kind of way. The character that Cookie plays connects with the person that her character plays. And I don't remember exactly why that was, but they were talking in one of the scenes. They were talking, and she said something about Cookie. Now, Cookie is a Black woman, okay, played by Taraji, and the Edomite is Marissa Tomei, and she plays a woman who was dressed in a suit. It's one of those suits that is a man or woman can wear. It's an androgynous suit. So a woman is basically dressed like a man, okay? And so her character was gay. And so Cookie said to her, "I like your drag." Now, wait a minute. After I watched that scene, I had to really think about it, because I said, you have a Black person, a person of God. We're from the nation of Israel, God's people, the Jews, the Hebrews, the Black people, that's us. And God gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to keep so that we would be over all the other nations of the world when we kept them. And one of the commandments is, thou shalt not wear what pertains to a man shall not wear what pertains to a woman, and a woman shall not wear what pertains to a man, which means women cannot wear men's clothes and men can't wear women's clothes. It doesn't matter if it's your husband, your boyfriend, your boo thing, your sneaky link. If you're a woman, you can't wear his clothes. You can't wear his t-shirt. You can't wear his, those long sleeve shirts of a man, the button up shirts that women like to wear. They like to wear their man's shirt so that they can get his scent on them, or you smell his scent and you want to wear it. That's against the commandments. We can't do that. We cannot wear what a man wears. Let me give you another example. Pants are for men. Women are not to wear pants. That's in the Bible too. And the fact that Cookie is telling this Edomite female that she likes her drag. So basically she's saying, I like how you sin. I like how you rebel against God. I like how you hate God. I like how you disrespect God. That's literally what she's saying. But she uses vernacular and street slang so it sounds good. When it first comes out, it sounds so smooth. Like at first you don't even notice until you sit back and be like, what did she just say? Nah. And so it was things like that in the movie that are interwoven into the plot and the scenes and all of that, where if you just keep watching, you're going to let it fly. You're just going to be, and then on to the next scene. But if you keep watching it over and over and over again, that programming is getting in your mind. You're getting more comfortable with gays and homosexuals taking over your world. And I got to say it like that because they want you to die. They don't want to coexist with you. They don't want to be equal with you. They want to run you over, trample you down, and they want you to die because the Spirit of God is light. Our God, the Most High God, is the Father of lights. His eyes are brighter than the sun, much brighter than the sun. And that light and that power is inside of us, inside of God's people. And so when our enemies see us, they are scared for their lives. They're threatened by us. They hate us. They hate us because they ain't us. And what they try to do is they try to corrupt us and get us to be evil and wicked like they are. They try to use God's creation against him, which is us. We are God's people. And so the enemy and everybody who serves him, everybody who's not serving God is automatically serving the enemy. There is no middle ground. You're either with God or you're against him. So the people that are against God work for the devil. And they are against us, God's people who love righteousness, who love the commandments, who love the word of God, who love the will of God, who love to praise and worship and glorify God, not man, but God. And so they are doing everything they can, working overtime 24/7, day and night, to try to get you to go against what the Bible says, what God wants for us. They're trying to do that all the time against you through everything in this world, and especially movies, shows, videos, audios, whatever it is. They try to use everything against us. And so you have to be on guard all the time. And so as much as I loved watching that show, it pained me to stop watching it because I knew what it was doing to my soul. Like, I actually heard it in the dialogue, in the script of the show, and I knew that I couldn't keep watching it. Not all the songs, but some of the songs on that movie, I really loved them. I really liked them. But I had to stop watching that show though. And that's just one of many shows that I'm no longer able to watch, because once the Lord opens your eyes, once he shows you what's going on in the world, you're not even the same anymore. If you sit and try to watch it, it'll bring you down. You can't even enjoy it anymore. Once your eyes are open, it's almost like you know that it's poisonous and you can't consume it. It's like eating poisonous food. Once you know that it's poison, you can't do it anymore. And that's what some of the shows, when God showed me certain things about shows and videos, I couldn't watch them anymore. It'll like a preview would come on or something, and I'd just be like, I can't do it. I can't watch it. And that's what the Lord needs us to do. He needs us to be mindful and stay away from things that he knows, that we know will be dangerous and harmful to our spirit, to our soul. And think of it like this. It's like guardrails. You know those metal guardrails on the highway? And you're flying down the highway, high speed, top speed. And on the side, it has those guardrails, those metal guardrails on the side of the road. Those are there for your protection. It's not to keep you. You're riding in a car, so if you veer off the road, you could end up in the woods or hitting a tree, and that's not what you want to do. So those guardrails are there to keep you on the straight, narrow path of the road, the paved road that's been cleared for you to drive on. That's what you're supposed to drive on. The commandments of God are the guardrails to keep us from falling off the cliff, because if the guardrails weren't there and you're driving up a steep mountain and there's nothing on the side and you glance over and you don't realize you're not watching the road and you're just going straight, those guardrails are to keep you from falling off the cliff, from driving off the side of the road. That's what they're for. And they're to keep you in the middle of the street, in the middle of the road, on the path that you're supposed to be on. That's what the commandments of God are. It's not they weren't set up as a restriction. I know it feels like that. They weren't set up to restrict us. They're set up to keep us alive. It's set up to keep us from dying, because the wages of sin is death. And so when you're watching things, porn is another example too. When you're watching porn or movies that you know are demonic, or when you're watching anything that you know you should not be watching because it's detrimental to your soul, anything like that, what you have to keep in mind is that the commandments of God are there to keep you alive, so that you don't die from doing something that you saw on that movie or something that you heard on that show. It sounded good at the time. A whole bunch of other people are doing it and trying it. But if you do it, you're going to die fast, because God, the people that are chosen, stuff speeds up for us. So like the punishment comes quick when it's you, because God doesn't want you to die. He might let 100 people jump off a cliff, but then you try it and immediately somebody comes and snatches you. He won't let you die. When you're chosen, you're in it, baby. You in it to win it. You ain't going nowhere. And God will do whatever he has to do to make sure that he keeps you alive. So if that means you get in trouble quick, You get snatched up quick, he gonna make sure that whoever snatches you up brings you back so that you are alive and you're safe. And so what happens is when you're watching things like porn or things that you should not be watching, is those images are getting into your mind, they're changing the way you think, and they're actually getting you to go in the direction of sin. You're going to do what you see on the movie or show. It's going to happen either now or later. You're going to do it. And that's why God told us not to watch things like that. That's why it'll lead you down the path of destruction that you don't want to be on. And it's very hard to come back once you're on it.